Hi Virgo, welcome to your November 2016 love reading. I have been doing a different spread that I found on Pinterest, but I think I'm going to go back to my old method because, I don't know, I feel more comfortable with it, and I think that sometimes change is good and sometimes it just highlights when something is working, so I'm going to just go back to it. And, you know, I may tweak it in the future, but, you know, sometimes I alter a few cards here and there. But here we go. Okay, and I think, let me see if I've got, yeah, that was that was a lit version. Okay, so this was actually the centerpiece of the reading. This is the main focus. Eight of Wands, a card of some kind of good news or message that you receive, event that occurs that is a catalyst for a flurry of activity. This could come from any area of your life. This could be a job offer. This could be maybe a particular person that you hear from. It could be, you know, this is associated with messages going back and forth. It's a number 8. Eight connects with success and power. And with the Wands, there is a lot of passion associated with this as well. So this could involve an actual fire sign individual. This could involve an Aries or Leo or Sagittarius who is featured in your life in November. What I will say too, you know, whenever someone says it could be this sign, it's really not necessarily their sun sign, but their energy. If they have a very passionate temperament, energetic, very positive, they probably have a lot of fire sign energy. You may not know what their different signs and planets are, but they might have, you know, Sagittarius rising or Leo moon or something like that. And that's kind of taking over their personality and allowing them to have those characteristics overall. I would say even more than one planet in a fire sign. But whatever's happening, it's something that is kind of a catalyst for you. It's something that isn't, you're not going to be complacent if you have been, because in the past position we have the moon card. So it's almost like being kept in the dark by something. You see the crab. Cancer is the sign of the crab, and it's ruled by the moon. I think this card is connected to Pisces and Neptune, though, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever it is, you know, you do know that there's, yeah, I think it is. I think it's connected to Neptune because there is a deceptive possibility sometimes when you see the moon card, where the person is being kept in the dark about something, or that they don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's like you're kept in the dark. You may be hearing half-truths. Some of what is being told you is true, but not all of it. Or that you are deceiving yourself about a person, okay? So I do think for some of you, this fire sign person may be possibly problematic, because we have for the near future this card, which is the Eight of Swords, a feeling like a sense of being trapped. But because the person is blindfolded also, there is an element of self-deception happening. They are refusing to see something. And there again, there's the number 8. You know what I was thinking, the 8th house is Scorpio. So, that's always a possibility too that you're dealing with a Scorpio individual who is, not being very straightforward with you, or that you might feel that you are tied to when you would like to get away from that situation. What I think is important in all of this, I'm going to get my little Starbucks pointer, it's a lot easier, is that this situation that happens could underscore that you feel trapped. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, Virgo, because what it means is that you're starting to understand what is happening. See, you were kept in the dark about something, or as I said before, you could have been deceiving yourself, and now it's like you're having a moment of clarity. And maybe there's a catalyst that kind of jolts you out of that, and it's like kind of almost like an escape route. Like, sometimes when we feel very trapped, something comes along and offers us the chance to escape from that situation. And sometimes people don't take it, right? I mean, I can think clearly in my own life of a situation like that, where, I could have done something else and had maybe improved my life, but I was so entrenched in my current state of mind and reality that wasn't even a possibility for me. I would have never had the guts to make that change, because this card of swift actions or developments, I think that's a better way of putting it, swift developments, could be something that is related to let's say a job offer or something like that. And some of you would have to, on a moment's notice, like kind of totally change your whole life. And you're not necessarily going to do that, even if it's a great offer. That's just how human beings are, and there's no reason to beat yourself up over that. But it is important to kind of reflect on that sense of feeling imprisoned when it's something that you're doing to yourself. And then what you can say is, wow, I guess the universe does give me things. I guess I'm not as trapped as I thought I was, but I really have to work on my ability to, be willing to do things that are outside of my comfort zone, because I really do feel this sense of apprehension about it. I have a moon in Virgo, so I understand perfectly well that Virgos tend to be overly cautious. They tend to research things ad nauseum in order to, determine the best course of action. So they're very, very, concerned about making the wrong move. And when you get too much in the weeds, you end up, getting lost in them and not really dealing with what you need to deal with. Sometimes paying attention to detail goes to the extreme, and that can to me signal somebody who's trying to avoid really making changes by just researching it to death. So in any case, just a thought about that. There also could be a person who is an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, who's also the one that is keeping you down. And, again, it doesn't have to be a sun in those signs, just that energy of the very cool intellectual person who is somehow not, an appropriate partner, and you are refusing to see it, but they're kind of bringing you down and holding you back, I think is the best way of putting it. And so the higher message, the spiritual message, is the Eight of Pentacles. This is about somebody who is a craftsperson, who is hard at work. As a spiritual message, I would say that this represents, when you have something that's worthy of your goals, then, putting a lot of effort into it is important. But if something is not working, to double down and try to make it work is a waste of time, because it kind of is going against the natural way things are supposed to be. In other words, life isn't supposed to be difficult. So if you're trying too hard, it could mean that you're on the wrong track. The higher message could also relate to somebody who's an earth sign. And maybe they're a very diligent person. Maybe they're very, consumed with their job right now and they don't have much time for you, but this might be the person that is more appropriate for you. So that would be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So that just might be somebody else that's in the picture, maybe somebody that you just consider a friend, but is somebody who might be more appropriate for you as a partner. Now, the challenge position is the Ace of Swords. So this is a card of, seeing things as they are. And in the challenge position, there's a lot of, like a lack of clarity. Again, going back to that moon card, that can also indicate confusion and, as well as deception. So looking at some of these cards so far, you may have more than one person involved, and that may be one of the reasons why you feel a sense of being trapped. Let's say that you have met a fire sign, as indicated by the overall card, Eight of Wands, and in the past you were dealing with a Cancer or a Pisces individual, or even an air sign individual, and you felt trapped by that relationship. The truth is hard for you to sift out. And, there could even be an earth sign individual that is not somebody you even consider to be a romantic partner, but somebody who is the best one for you. Maybe you've just been, overlooking that person and kind of downplaying any possible relationship, and maybe they like you. The Ace of Swords, which I read in reverse as a challenge card, would simply be saying that you have to be careful about a lack of clarity, and also not being able to kind of go into a new way of thinking about something. Maybe you are still being held back. And again, with the Eight of Swords, one thing I wanted to mention, swords relate to our thoughts. And so that person is kind of trapped by their thoughts. And so with the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's hard for you to kind of shift into a new way of thinking, possibly because you have unfinished business with a person, and also a lack of clarity. Maybe somebody is lying to you and you believe their lies until they stare you in the face, and then you feel like a fool, which doesn't add to your sense of self-esteem. And it's a vicious circle because you're trying so hard to kind of justify, maybe even wasting time with a certain person that keeps betraying you or keeps lying to you, and you don't know which end is up. And if something like that's occurring to you, realize that there is no such thing as wasted time. At least that's not what I believe. I think that every moment that we invest in something, even that we don't want, it will bring us to a greater understanding of what we do want. Because this is a card of someone who is confused. Or maybe they're going down the wrong path and they're starting a new situation, and it's not in a good place. They're not starting from a good place. So, as I say, there's like some possible new beginnings coming in. Maybe there's something going on. Maybe that is something that needs to be taken advantage of, but maybe the timing isn't right for you. Maybe you're just not, maybe this card is saying that you're just not in the right frame of mind to begin anew. And that's okay. It's not going to be the only opportunity that ever comes to you, but just always be conscious of how you are being provided opportunities so that in the future you will not feel that you are forever trapped in any situation. The advice, speaking of new beginnings, wow, it really seems like an earth sign individual starting a new relationship. You see that doorway? That's called a portal. And it's connected with going into a new phase of something. So when you step through it, which is symbolic, of course, you're you know, in this case, it would be starting a new relationship with somebody who is an earth sign or has a very grounded, you know, sensibility about life. This person is kind of like a doorway to a new life for you. Now, it could involve a new job, a job offer, or a new job, and maybe that's where you meet the person you're destined to be with. That's always a possibility too. And whatever's happening, I do see this strong like work energy as well. Even the Eight of Wands can indicate a new job offer. So something along those lines may prove very beneficial for you. And just thinking about the astrology, Jupiter just went into Libra. Libra is your second house of earned income. So this may be a very good money year for you. And that, of course, would obviously connect to career in most cases. So that may just be saying that, you know, you are, maybe you haven't, maybe you still need to get your head straight about something, but financially you may be doing very well. You may be having new beginnings, and that may transfer into your love life as well. And the outcome is another Swords card, the Two of Swords. And this is a card, and there you go with those that blindfold again. Those blinders. She has her blinders on. That's a card of indecision. So it can, and there's the moon. The moon can indicate, you know, deception and self-deception. So it's about being at a stalemate, maybe within yourself, about what you want to ultimately do. Again, if you have unfinished business, it may be hard to really do this. This is the advice. So this is something that you are to do, but you may still resist making a decision about something, and that is what's holding up, you know, some new cycles for you to start, Virgo. So it's kind of like a bit of a cliffhanger. I guess it depends on you and what you decide to do. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Virgo. If you would like a personal reading, you can click on the link below and it will take you to my webpage. In any case, have a great November. Bye.